Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. If you could be listening or watching right now, if you're new, welcome. If you're a veteran, welcome back. Today we have a very important topic. There was a video that Hans put up. It was an actual police video where the dog was attacking. They were looking for this bad guy and came out of like it was by a garbage can or something, and it got the bad guy on the neck. I mean, it's
throat,
pretty
actually.
Throat, yeah, the throat. Pretty violent video to watch. But Hans posted this, and he talked about the what's happening here,
Right,
and
right.
a lot of people missed basically.
Well, what happened is that everybody. The reason why I posted that video. We can put on the bottom the link.
We can
with
the
that
same
video.
thing with the Akita, the bloating.
so
the
people
Akita.
can actually see.
Yeah, look
the
below the video.
His throat was mangled 2 years ago by a San Jose police canine. Paredes had threatened a grocery store worker during a theft and was hiding in a trash bin when police deployed the dog. A warning, the footage you're about to see is graphic. Body-worn camera video shows the dog stayed clamped down on Paredes' throat for 60 seconds.
It was just the worst thing I've ever saw in my life, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
unless
the
it's still
description.
available. But this happened like a year ago.
Yeah.
So the video is around for a while
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Unless they take it off.
Why I posted it is, not what the police did wrong or handler or this or that, and it's stupid, and that they should shoot the dog. And what my interest, I'm a dog trainer, and I want to figure out what went wrong, right? What went wrong is they couldn't get the dog off the bad guy's throat. He gave up. He's begging for mercy.
Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah, it was blood everywhere. Like,
Blood everywhere. And, if he wouldn't be a crook, I would feel almost sorry for him, right?
yeah,
And he didn't deserve to die, and he already gave up. And now the task of the cops is to get the dog away from him and not to kill him.
Yeah.
Yep. And it took them 1 minute to get him off, which is
it's like
too long, I think, in this situation.
Yeah.
And everybody is talking, about who did to do what wrong in that particular situation. But the problem lays way before this happened. The problem lays when the obedience was started. When the dog was puppy.
We're going back to all the way to the
And the problem started when they started doing protection and prey. They have a high prey-driven dog. They have a dog being trained in prey, right? And then the dog gets this bite, and this toggle switch flips in his brain into this wild bite scenario. I mean, it's a thinking where the dog, when he's biting living creature, is in completely different dimension, which you cannot even ever mimic in real in training situation.
Ever.
You cannot do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can take a kitten who is holding mouse, and you're not gonna get that mouth out of their mouth because, or the dog will grab a rabbit, or you may have seen kind of touch on it. You drop a chicken on during barbecue party, and dog grab it.
Oh yeah.
And you try to get it out of there. It's just no way.
Yeah.
You can get out of their mouth a toy, tuck toy or tennis ball or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? You can get it out of their mouth, but when they have
food.
that chicken, man, forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You just they're in different dimensions. So now you have a dog training prey. Dog is taught to work for itself. Dog is high prey-driven breed like Malinois.
Yeah.
Right? And
Naturally
now
high
on top of it, he tastes the blood and live, moving flesh, and he gets into this toggle flip switch over live prey drive. I call it that, live prey drive, right?
Yeah.
Because you may have a live prey drive chasing stick.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that, right? When your dog is playing tug of war with you with a stick, it's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So it's like this
it's genetically
genetically
encoded
in
the dog
from the wolf, like it's there.
And,
It's
and
just
that
like
dog doesn't need to be trained to bite or anything.
zero training.
But when they grab that living thing,
Yeah.
they can know they always have really deep bite,
Yeah.
right? Really deep, and they hold on and they clamp on, and their eyes roll backwards.
Well, the concept would be the same if you play tug and then try to put a nice big filet mignon and try to play tug the same way with the
Right.
dog, right? Its
Right.
senses,
Yeah.
right, kick in.
But it's still not it because
still
that
not-
steak is not
It's
live.
not moving. It's not live.
It's not
Okay.
live,
Yeah, you're right.
right?
Okay.
It's
So
not
there-
live.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
It still would take it up a notch, but not as.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his trainer, which passed away, my friend and student, he came up with this idea to wrap her arm with a flank steak.
Uh-huh.
You know, for
Yeah.
the bite work. And back then I thought it's kind of stupid, crazy. But then now, 10 years, 15 years later, I'm realizing it's probably not that stupid.
Yeah.
Okay?
It takes it up a notch, but still
Yeah,
not.
but
Yeah.
so now you have this dog all trained like this, and now this handler is trying to lift the dog off.
Yeah.
Somebody foolishly said, well, they don't even give him command. Command won't matter.
There's no.
I don't care how well the dog is trained. And you can put e-collar on him and zap him, and the dog will even get probably more, holding it.
Yeah.
And if you can, the only viable thing is break stick or choke the dog off without lifting him too high so you don't rip the guy's windpipe out,
Yeah.
right? But all this chain of the prey dog, prey training, live bite,
It's compounded, basically.
it's compounding,
Yeah.
to infinity almost, and it's a flawed type of caused by flawed type of training,
Yeah.
and the reason is that the dog at that moment and is doing what he was trained to do, and when people train dogs, they're trained to do. In obedience and in protection, they're trained to work in drive for being happy, get their own way, right? So let's say if you do obedience in drive and you do it with cookies or with toys, you're doing to make the dog happy,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the dog is happy, acting whatever, you give him cookie.
Yeah.
It's you are not training him, what I teach,
Yeah.
to do what he does not want to do, right? So let's say I'm using the example where dog is chasing cat and I'm telling not to,
Yeah.
so I'm stopping him
Yeah.
from doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
The obedience training these days doesn't do that because they do exactly the opposite. They teach the dog to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
I want you to sit, and you will, and if you do that, you will get cookies. So the dog says, "Okay, I want to sit. I want a cookie." So I sit, and then he's happy,
Yeah.
And it's a routine and all that tricks
Yeah.
in prey drive, and
Yeah.
it's
And they're talking about phasing out stuff. It's like we're going back to the same thing. Why you want to phase something out? Why did you even put it in the first place? Why would you want to eliminate
Well,
it?
because the dogs look good, right? Doing
Well,
it
yeah,
better.
but
that's why they do
okay.
it, right?
I know.
But the point is the dog is being taught to do things because he loves to,
Yeah.
right? Not because you told him, but because he loves to.
Yeah.
And when he's holding that guy by the throat, he does what he loves to.
Yeah.
And you're telling him, now don't do what you love to do. Do what I want to do.
Yeah.
The dog was never trained that way,
Yeah.
right? And then, so that starts in obedience, and then it goes to protection. When we do protection, I teach the dog to work for me and with me, which is starting in the obedience.
Yeah.
And we still are team in the protection. We're pack of two, I call it.
Yeah. Back it through.
So the dog works with me and for me. So when I send him on attack, it's my doing, and dog just does what I'm telling him to do. And then when he happens to grab the guy by the throat, and by the way, he grabbed him by the throat not because he was trained, but because the guy was in a garbage can,
down on the
and that
low.
was the only thing the dog can grab. It was, you know, it was head sticking out, so he got him, you know, out of the garbage bin. But the dog is, when I train it, is doing it because I'm telling him to do something, and it's my decision, right? And also, I always train the dog to do things for me, even if he doesn't want to do them, right? So that's a concept, right? So now, what I keep saying is, I want to teach so bite is not a bite. I mean, the two bites they look the same, two bites, but what's going on in the dog's head are two different things.
Yeah.
In today's prevalent type of training, the thing is what's going on in the dog's head, and which leads to that problem, the dog wouldn't out, or they couldn't get him off, that throat bite, is that the dog works for himself. What matters is him. He doesn't recognize his handler as a leader.
Yeah.
So why should he listen to him?
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, so he's in prey drive.
Yeah.
You know, where if he would be in defense drive, he may bite. That prey thing may kick in also, but it's not going to be as strongly embedded, expressed itself than if the dog is doing it in defense drive.
Yeah.
For me, the handler.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Some people might say, "Well, no, I want my dog to really bite," but you're stopping my dog then to not bite as much. I can hear it coming almost like.
Well, no,
but that's not.
The bite is
that's
gonna
not
be
what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, he's biting the same. The bite is the same.
Yeah.
Right. But what's in the dog's head is different.
Okay, I just want to make sure that people understand. Like, you're not.
In one thing, what's in the dog's head is that he's a prey animal. He's holding a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's not letting that rabbit go as his, just like that dog at barbecue party grab your chicken.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I train the dog, in the dog's head is, because I train him out of drive in the obedience, that I'm the leader. I'm the leader. I got to do what this guy says, the leader says. We're a pack of two. We work like a team. It's not all about me holding on to rabbit.
Yeah.
It's about us catching this bad guy, and it's not a rabbit. It's a bad guy, and my master said it's a bad guy. And so we starting in defense, and then you start running and spray.
Yeah.
But it's not prey to catch a food.
Yeah.
Where the dog holding the guy by the throat is thinking this is like a food type thing, okay? It's a matter of survival, not to let go of something which you will eat and that way survive. This is different.
Yeah.
This is catching the bad guy, stopping from doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? So there's two different concepts. And it may be too esoteric for a lot of people to understand what I'm kind of saying. But main thing is, you know, if the dog bites in prey or in defense or whatever, the bite may look the same.
Yeah.
But what's going on in the dog's head is different. And then when situation develops the way like it developed in that video, it's easier to out the dog when he recognizes you as a leader.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think maybe the problem is foundationally that trainers don't they were never taught this, what you're saying, or
probably not.
You know, it's just, you know, I think so. There's
it's a common thing. They train everything in prey, so the dog sees everything at a prey, but it's not true. Yeah. Not everything which needs to get bit is in prey. There's a lot of bite going in defense.
Yeah.
Right? And the prey turns this I want to say atavistic, but it's not correct word. This toggle switch, the wild bite.
Yeah.
into the living, moving, breathing, heart beating
Being.
being,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You know, that's why it was so hard to out the dog, because the dog was trained prey, and he didn't think that the person who's holding the leash is his leader.
Yeah. So the dog is going back, and this is, I don't know which you talk about this, but basically working as a team. Well, you talked about it here too.
Yeah,
but
pack of two. Yeah.
yeah, it's not like a tool, not like just a screwdriver, right?
Right.
It's not. This is, this is constant with you. It's
Right.
not a screwdriver. It's not just
Yeah, it's a conglomerate, right? It all starts way before,
Yeah.
during the obedience.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the dog works for himself, and he had that rabbit in his mouth, rabbit in quotation marks, in his mouth, just like that dog in barbecue party has that chicken in his mouth. It's really hard to get it out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
It's called War Dogs, and I was telling Hans this story. It was in Vietnam. The guy got shot up severely. He can see his own lungs, breathing, and this German Shepherd pulled him, to the side. He was pushing the dog away, go, no, and the dog got hit too. And the dog saved his life. Ultimately, he was telling this story, as he was obviously shaken still to the day. But that's a team. Right? That's like such a prime example.
Yeah, you work the team. The dog is working for you and with you.
The dog was not leaving his side.
Right. I've seen that
to the death.
Right.
I mean, that's what Hans is trying to teach. I mean, why is it such a hard concept for people to?
So then when we're going back to the story, if the dog is working for me and with me, we're a team.
Yeah.
And I'm the leader.
Yeah.
And I tell the dog, don't do it.
Yeah.
We're done. And the dog may have a hard time to let go, right? But it's going to be more likely to let go if you start lifting him up and all. Okay, my dad wants me to let go when he lifts me up.
Yeah.
Just like the video of you lifting Yarina.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just start lifting and dog's out.
Yeah. And she's nuts. I mean, she's
and she's nuts. Yeah,
she'll go.
She would be the type of dog, if she would be trained prey, she would be holding on that throat until the windpipe comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But we train this.
But we train.
Yeah.
He's a leader. I'm telling you to stop, and you need to stop. And how you apply the technique for the dog to stop, that's secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the dog works for himself, like that guy tried to lift the dog up and choke him off or whatever, he didn't do it right.
Yeah.
But even if he would do it right, I don't think the results would be much better.
Yeah.
Because the initial training, the dog just didn't respect him, and plus he wants to hold on to that barbecue chicken.
Yeah, it's fun. The root of it was already tainted in a way,
and that's the problem with today's training. They teach the dog to bite because they say the bite that's what it's all about.
Okay.
Yes, bite it is why we train these biting dogs.
Yes.
But we gotta make sure that there's a right thing in the dog's head when he does that. Yeah. And we don't run ourselves in this dead end where we cannot get the dog out, away from the guy who's begging for mercy and is going to get killed.
Yeah.
That dog would kill him.
Yeah.
Eventually they got him off.
Yeah, yeah.
And our guy's lived, and now he's suing the department for $11 million.
Yeah. So what you're saying too, you want a more of a balanced dog that works, that you guys work together as a team. Try to get to that.
I would formulate it differently.
Okay.
I want the dog to be trained. To be trained. I'm a dog trainer.
Yeah.
I'm not police tactics expert.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure the dog is trained to see me as a leader. I want his brain to work. I work for him and with him. Not for me to grab a rabbit. I work for him and with him, whatever he says goes.
Yeah. Not that you actually train. Yeah, train.
Yeah,
like logically train it.
Yeah,
not just wanting it.
You got to have a system of training.
Yeah, not just wanting it.
Yeah, you got to have a system of training which is designed for that. And that's our training.
Yeah.
That's what we, again, it sounds like I'm self-promoting myself, but as I like to say, who is going to promote me if not me, right?
Yeah.
We have these videos for sale which actually deal with this type of training.
Yeah.
And you start with the obedience, and then you have the bundle of the 4 videos. There's actually one free video with it, so really 5 videos.
Yeah, the
flirt pole.
Flirt pole. Yeah. And we put the videos up on this channel that you're watching right now, Alpine Hans Alpine canine. And there's from the training from Hans's training, you see these dogs. These clips of training, actual training.
Yeah, Alpine canine are real.
Yeah. Everybody wants to show, I mean, nobody's really showing training. Everybody's showing dogs flying and there's impressive stuff that
and then when the dog's biting and people say, oh yeah, this dog, I like dog like this. This is a dog how it's supposed to be. Well, it's true. It was a good dog, but poorly trained. Not poorly. He was maybe even trained well, but in the wrong system of the training.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is really hard to communicate, I think.
Yeah.
Why is the dog biting? Is he biting out of prey? Is he biting out of defense? Is he biting for himself? Or if he's biting because he's part of the team and the team has a leader and the leader is my handler and what he says goes. Right?
Yeah.
And even if the dog just bites strictly in prey, right?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine, I always like to go to wolf, right? So you have a pack of wolves, they just killed a deer, right? And the leader comes. What do the other dogs do? What do the wolves do? They back off.
Back off, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I trained. I don't care if it's necessarily prey or defense. If you insist on prey, at least teach the dogs that you are the leader.
Yeah.
And when the leader comes, naturally the underlings are gonna back off.
Yeah.
And if they don't back off, the leader is gonna growl at them, which is out,
Yeah. Out. Yeah. Yeah.
And or so, and they say, okay, I better back off
Yeah.
because he's a leader.
Yeah. And Hans, sorry.
Yeah.
No, Hans talks about, and we had a episode, I don't know if we put it up, but I might mess this up, but it's diffusion is different than control.
Yeah, diffusing the control.
So this kind of ties into that topic.
Exactly.
Yeah, diffusion versus control. Control. Yeah, sorry. Good.
Yeah, well, that people need to watch that video.
Yeah, meaning just shortly the difference between
Well, control is the dog is want to do what they want to do, but you are controlling them, telling them not to do it. The vectors are against
and their head's still saying...
The head is saying, that's a good point.
The
head
mind.
is saying, brain is saying, well, I want to bite him, but he's saying not to, so I won't, right? Where if you diffuse the dog the dog is saying, okay, my master leader doesn't want to bite, so okay, I don't also want to bite. I guess it's a friend because my leader said so. It's all about training the brain.
Yeah, like I think people right now listening to this, like, how is that possible? No, the dog is gonna bite them, but Hans says no, it's possible. You can diffuse the dog.
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
the
bad guy and the training. We have the decoy, and the decoy after we do protection sits. And we take the dog, and everybody pets the dog. That's where we say it's okay, diffusing. And the decoy pets the dog. The dog is
right.
So
you teaching the dog's brain.
Yeah.
Or another example, you teaching the dog's brain. Let's say you take the dog for a walk.
Yeah.
And he sees another dog. So what's going on in the dog's head at that moment? I want to kick ass of that dog on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Yeah.
So I correct him because I see the dog giving hard look to the dog across the street.
Yeah.
So I say no and correct him, and dog looks at me. I say, good boy, right? So what did I just do? I controlled what was in his mind.
Yeah.
I'm training the dog's brain.
He hasn't done.
Once the dog goes and start being aggressive towards the other dog, I already missed the boat.
Yeah, the ship has sailed.
Yeah, ship has sailed. You know, it's too late. I want to stop that I'm thinking to attack that dog and attacking the dog.
Yeah,
I want to stop it before that, and only way I can do it is to correct the dog for thinking
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he may want to attack.
'Cause you know what your dog is thinking.
Yeah, there was this movie with Tom Cruise, Minority Report.
Yep. Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Before
and
the crime.
that's what they did. I call it Minority Report training, right? they had this media who somehow figured out. Of course, it was misused then and all that, but they figured out who is going to murder somebody,
Yep.
right? In years coming,
Yeah.
right? So they would arrest them and execute them before they could even murder somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the gist.
so that's
of it.
basically what we're doing, right? so I know he want to murder that dog across the street, so I don't execute him, but I give him correction not to go there.
And the whole correction thing too. It's Hans says if there's a yelp, he doesn't believe in that part, but you want to.
Yeah, you gotta correct the dog hard enough so he looks at you.
Yeah, so it's not like
You gotta come close to the pain threshold.
the praise restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's
And that's all described in the obedience video.
yeah. So get by the obedience video. Yeah, which is actually one of the most popular videos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science what Hans teaches in the obedience video. It's 10 commands. 10?
Yeah. 10 commands, 10 weeks.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, yep. And no cookie, no toy. Just basically, it's leash and his voice and his affection and all this stuff.
And the
mixed
reward
together.
is pet and praise.
Pet. As what did Kohler say? That Kohler said the reward. No, the punishment has to
The reward and punishment gotta be on equal level.
equal levels. So yeah, so people if they're dogging on.
Yeah, people say, oh, color is just compulsion, whatever that means.
Yeah,
Everything is compulsion.
Yeah.
Like me getting up in the morning up out of the bed,
yeah, yeah,
taking shower, is compulsion because I just stink, so I gotta take a shower.
yeah.
Right? So, some people say it doesn't help, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I try.
It's right. It's A for effort.
Gotta buy more perfume.
That's right.
If you enjoyed this content so far, please subscribe to our channel. Also, Hans has a podcast channel called Dog Training for Life. Check that out so you can listen to the audio version.
But then again, I'm not gonna say
This topic, I mean, there's so many small little offshoots of this,
Yeah,
but
it all matches together.
yeah,
It's not just so you train protection or you train obedience or you train sit. No, it all is a one training.
but foundationally, if it doesn't start where Hans is saying there's a team working for you and with you, if you don't follow that, then you don't.
You will have a dog who will hold on the bad guy's throat, and
or just won't,
you will not be able to do anything about it.
or will not listen to you, just do their own thing, and
But you know what? Even let's say benefit of the doubt. Let's say this scenario and the dog is trained my way, right? What would I expect to happen if the dog would be trained my way? When that dog is holding the guy by the throat. I think what would happen is he would not want to let go, but he would let go much easier not because verbal, but because my presence, because my relationship,
your relationship
with the
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's missing. That's one of the big things. Basically, what's missing at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That dog in that video had no relationship with the handler,
Yeah.
except that the handler was like a pest dispenser, giving him treats and
Yeah.
fed him and cleaned his
Cookies,
dog shit and stuff like that.
Toys and playing.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if this is clear, probably clear as a mud, but I don't know. I hope so.
No, it's clear.
I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Always doubt myself that I explain it, didn't explain it.
Well, it's a difficulty in teaching, right? It's to be, to the student, you're here, and we're like here, and you try to narrow that gap. That's
you
what a
gotta
good teacher.
communicate on the level the student is,
Right.
not on the level
And
I
it's
am.
difficult. It's not easy. There's no magic formula. But
The takeaway from this is just have a proper relationship with the dog. It's not panacea, but it's your best you can do. And
Study.
and try to figure out why the dog is doing what he's doing and train that.
yeah,
Don't train the action, train the thought.
thought. That's a good one to take away right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the dog is thinking, this guy's a rabbit and I'm not letting go because, like the barbecue chicken dog,
Yeah.
right? That's one way.
Yeah.
Or he says, well, I'm biting him because he was trying to hurt us or something like
Yeah.
that, and my master says it's okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it's okay. So at least the dog is going to ease off a little bit, and then it's easier
Yeah.
to get off the bite.
It's almost like no one talking about, like, please, like, Google this. Look at relationship. Google it on YouTube, like relationship between you and dog. It's like you're almost not even going to find any.
Yeah, but
anybody.
remember the old school,
The old school.
always says, "Oh, dog does it for me because he loves me." Where did that go?
I communicated with someone on Facebook. I think it was YouTube, and she said that's only certain breeds do that.
Wow.
That's what she said. It's like, I think, didn't Caesar say it's dog first, breed second? Is that
What?
the dog? It's dog and then breed second. So dog first, meaning it's a dog, meaning it comes from wolf. I think
Right.
that's what he meant, and then breed second.
Okay.
I think that's what he meant. I think
Oh,
there was.
okay,
I think he said that, which would make sense, right?
Yeah, I don't
dog,
know what he
dog first, breed second.
Yeah, the breed.
Meaning it's a dog. It's
the
these
dog
are-
is a dog. It's closer to the wolf,
And then-
and the subsection of that would be the breed. Different breeds have different
but
purposes.
people, I think, flipped that around. I think that was a good saying.
Yeah, but
But I don't
anyway,
know.
I'm jibber jabbering.
Yeah, well, we're good with that.
I
don't know.
I just want to make sure
Yeah.
people understand.
think.
Think.
Yeah,
And think what the dog thinks.
yeah,
When he's doing something.
yeah.
As I said, is he thinking the guy's a rabbit? Then you will have a hell of a time to get, and he's in charge and he doesn't respect you as a leader. Then you are going to have a hell of a time to get that dog off that guy.
Yeah. And if you want to have, what I thought about this also, hey, send emails to these other, maybe have Hans on another podcast. It'd be good. They're just good discussions, like him, because I'm the student. So of course people say, well, you're biased, but it'd be good to have a healthy discussion with another dog trainer too. Like have him on, someone invite Hans on.
They're all
for-
biased, no matter what we do.
Well, I know. Yeah, we are. Yeah. But logically you have to explain it though. Why?
right.
So let's both parties then explain why, and let then
Yeah.
the decision be made not by the parties,
I
but
think this one is one of the most difficult podcasts to grasp.
yeah,
I think this one is.
yeah. I mean, 2 years.
But it's one of the most important ones.
yeah.
You know.
I wouldn't understand this if I wasn't sitting there for over 2 years now, like next to a couple of seats down, or sometimes next to Hans, and seeing this in action playing out like every Saturday, like for 3-4 hours, whatever, how long the training is. I see this like played out every Saturday. It's-
Works out.
What's
It works.
It works, yeah. And or the problem dog that comes, and through your knowledge, patience, your
Well,
knowledge,
it's a system.
it's a system, and then all of a sudden, could be 2 months went by. It's like, and I can see you sitting there, and it's like, man, this dog is like, but I think I'm pretty sure this is, and then all of a sudden the dog just happened,
Well, it comes with experience.
Well,
you know.
yeah,
I've
you're
seen
patient
dogs-
enough, yeah.
I've seen dogs which I thought they need to be taken behind the barn and shoot in the head.
But with
and then
patience.
suddenly after, but of course I would never do that.
Yeah.
So I kept working with them, and suddenly, wow, okay, it's kicking in.
Yeah. So it taught you
Took me a patience.
yeah, patience. So I think that's lacking.
Yeah,
These days.
persistent and consistent.
Yep, that's it. So, all right. Thank you for listening. Please share, subscribe. I'm always forgetting something. What am I? Share, subscribe.
Subscribe is good.
That's good. Hans always like afterwards, you didn't say this. I'm like, okay. If
Push that red button in the.
push the red button below the corner of the video. Go to Alpine Canine Reel for the educational videos. That's where Hans shows you the how to teach a dog personal protection, the correct way, in the sense the dog
And the
is-
obedience.
the obedience,
And the
there's
feeding
obedience.
of the dog raw. And,
Yeah,
and
if you
all
have
the other stuff.
puppy, feeding raw and all the good stuff. So all the videos are at Alpine Canine Real. And if you're looking for a puppy or a trained dog, Hans is your man. So,
Thank you.
yep, thank you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Ahoy.